but also trying to keep up to speed with some of these classy oppositions that they're coming up against.
Yeah, Mushfiqur Rahman there, and the person who said this is my
बहते नस नस में ये जुनून के अंगारे देखो बहते नस नस में ये जुनून के अंगारे देखो बहते नस नस में ये जुनून के अंगारे देखो बहते नस नस में ये
Bangladesh को compete करने के लिए, I think what Bangladesh need is, again, if one of their batsmen gets out, somebody to call him back.
We've seen that happen
Well,
already.
we've seen it happen.
And Khalid Mashood, played a good innings. So if they're given that kind of opportunity, थोड़ा सा leeway मिल जाए,
Yeah.
तो एक तगड़ा मुकाबला हो सकता है. लेकिन श्रीलंका की टीम देखकर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि all bases covered, as you said, and toss has become a very important thing. But maybe against certain sides, not so much.
All right. Well, Bangladesh, they haven't quite hit the ground running in this Unacademy Road Safety World Series. और दोनों ही मैच में पहले बल्लेबाजी उन्होंने की, एक बार टॉस जीते, एक बार टॉस हारे, लेकिन रन इनके नहीं बने हैं. तो they've been guilty of that. Mohammad Rafiq's team has not had enough runs to play with. As we just have a quick look at that squad, they've had Nazimuddin, who had an excellent start against India. उन पे काफी निर्भर है ये Bangladeshi batting side. And it looks like, Lisa, that this is the team. Many of these guys played in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s. They're still in that gear, in that mode. They haven't quite found the T20 gear like the other teams have.
Well, for their first match that they played, a few of the players, they were saying, this is my T20 debut. So you're absolutely...
Played absolutely magnificently, so I can't see there's any reason why it's not going to be the case again today. At the toss, it was won by Sri Lanka, Tilakratna-Dilshan, the captain. And he this time decided to bat first. So he said that he wanted to just try things a little bit different, give his team a bit of an experience of batting first, see how they go against Bangladesh. And there's their lineup. They've made 3 changes actually. They've got a couple of injuries that they've got to manage a bit. Ajanta Mendes is on the sidelines. Rangana Herath is just being rested. And Jaya Singh is also on the sidelines. In is Maharoof, he's back. Had a bit of a groin strain, but he's back. And Vijay Singh is in. And also Talan Tassara is in the lineup as well. Bangladesh, Rowan?
Yep, Nazimuddin Omar Merab Hossain, the one change. He's coming into the side in place of Nafis Iqbal. He'll be at 3.
Quickly, make sure they don't fall behind as well. The television umpire is Sahiba, and the match referee is Gundappa Vishwanath. Always nice to see Vishy around the place. Of India's finest ever batsman, Gundappa Vishwanath. Here comes Mohammad Rafiq leading his charges out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they start.
Well, I was talking to Mohammad Rafiq in the afternoon, and he said this is the one problem that they face is that they haven't really had time to practice. But he feels that having played a couple of games, that they are now just getting into the groove. And he said we're definitely expecting to put up a better performance because the boys are feeling a bit more confident. They feel that they've got a bit of cricket under their belt now, and they aren't as rusty as they were for the first 2 games.
The other thing, of course, for Bangladesh also, they haven't got guys who are recently retired. That's the other thing. They've got a couple of guys who have recently retired, but they're not here in this squad. So Sri Lanka have got a couple of guys who recently decided to hang up the boots or the bat, and they're performing. Tilakratna Dilshan has been in terrific form so far in the series. And also Prasad, the opening bowler, he's been bowling briskly. Just got to ask one Brian Lara. He's got quite a bruised toe, black toenail on his big toe. There's Tilakratna Dilshan. Let's look at his T20 international, his T20 career, I should say. 217 knocks. 122 is strike rate. He's an aggressive player. Best of 104, 100, 34 50s. And of course, let's not forget he also has been opening the bowling as well in this tournament. That's been a big assist for his team. He was the man of the match actually in the last game as well, Tilakratna Dilshan. Son of Jayasuriya. We've seen him smack the ball around a bit.
Yeah, have a look at his numbers. His T20 career, strike rate of 140. He's got a T20 100, 114. And let's not forget, this was when T20 cricket was in its infancy. To have a strike rate of 140 when T cricket had just started out tells you all that you need to know about Sanat Jayasuriya. Mohammad Sharif, T20 career, economy of 8.68, average of 53, 11 wickets in his 22 games.
You might remember he had a bit of bad luck actually against England where he got mustered in Nick 1. He was given not out. Here is the Unacademy countdown. 7, 6, 5, 4. Let's crack it. Let's hope Sri Lanka can crack it. Plays the call from the umpire. So it's a change this time after England won the game batting first yesterday. Sri Lanka have decided to bat first again today, so to give their team a bit of experience on the other side. Well, that's nicely bowled from Sharif.
Yeah, a bit of zip on that one. Also to just nip back in a little bit. A good start. Good length. Just tucking into Tilakratna Dilshan.
Probably just gave the pitch a little bit of a sprinkle after the game yesterday, maybe just to keep it a little bit on the fresh side. So first ball just bouncing a little bit. Would have been after the game yesterday rather than today. Oh, he's hammered that, pounced on it. 4 runs to start.
Yeah, this was a buffet ball. Help yourself. Short. Outside the off stump. And Tilakratna Dilshan wasn't going to miss out on that. Just too easy for him.
I think throughout his entire career we've seen him do that sort of stuff. Tilakratna Dilshan. Anything that's slightly short, he just rocks back, swivels. Indication of how quickly he picked it up, of course, and how far it was hit in front of square. There's a slight change in the field. That man has now gone just in front of square on the leg side. Only 2 men allowed outside the circle in the first 6 overs, which has been a bit of an issue for Bangladesh in the power play when they've been bowling. Other man is at fine leg. Oh, that's not a bad shout. Was there an edge? There might have been.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of edge, and that's what saved Tilakratna Dilshan. But excellent bowling. Again, right area, just got the ball to nip back a little bit. And good wheels as well.
Importantly also Fuller. Yeah, definitely came back. He knew about it. There's the grin. The man in blue did as well, and he's the important one. And that might have gone a fraction the other way.
Yeah, we're just going to say he's got a few to come in, and this one just sort of not holding its line, but even deviating a little bit. Dilshan scoring area so far. As you can see, very strong square of the wicket. That's where he's got a huge proportion of his runs. 43% of his runs have come square of the wicket. So you can't bowl short to him.
Nicely bowled again by Sharif. So again, the tone set by the first 4 overs is so important for captain Mohammad Rafiq. Bowlers have got to get in the right areas. Second balls that are on the short side of this over. The rest of them have been good. Now Sanath Jayasuriya with all these fidgets. About 15 of them, I think, before the bowler starts his run up. Touches his pads, touches his thigh pad, finally settles. Good finish to the over. 5 from the first, 5 for none. So there's a quick look at the teams. The changes are the ones in blue stripes. 1 for Bangladesh and 3 for Sri Lanka. Good to see Maharu fit again after that groin strain. Jonathan Mendes has got a back that he's got to just look after a little bit. That's why he's on the sidelines today.
There's that ultra edge. Half-hearted appeal by the bowler. He knew as well that there was a bit of bat in it.
Could be out. Oh, he fancied that till Gratna Dilshan. I think it would have been okay. Had it been picked up cleanly.
Well, he's been in good form. This was his 50 in the previous game. Shots all around the wicket. Was particularly strong square of the wicket for Gratna Dilshan. And that was how he got to his 50 with the winning shot.
50 or 40 balls, also picked up 1 for 11 or 4 overs. Had a good game, Gratna Dilshan. It's totally straightforward for the bowlers, I guess, at their age now, when they've got to swap around to left and right-handed batsmen all the time. It's one of the benefits of those sort of combinations at the top. Oh, that's nicely bowled.
Excellent length. Not much the batsman can do with that length. And when I talk about batsmen, I mean batsmen of this vintage. Batsmen of the current vintage can play that reverse sweep. But batsmen of this vintage who are set in their ways aren't going to go down on their knees and try and play that sweep shot or paddle shot to a fast bowler. Tilak and Dilshan might, but I don't think Sanath Jayasuriya would.
It'd be quite interesting actually to sit down with some of these players that didn't play those sort of shots in their heyday. Some of the guys, not like a Gavin Peterson, but those who played before that. and see how they view it these days, and how the game has changed from their perspective. And they sit back in their lounge chair these days and watch the batsmen play all these reverse laps and switch hits and all sorts of stuff. I admire it.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of them wish that they could play those shots. It's the evolution of the game. Just to be able to play all around the park, 360 degrees, over the keeper's head, all around the park.
He will feel he missed out there. That was pretty much a half volley. Might have been just a little bit of a spin. Yeah, I think the bat spun in his hands a little bit. Just looked down at his grip as soon as he finished playing that. There's a look at the.
The anchor roll here, just knocking it around. He knows his team are controlling the game. He'll be thinking red anchor at the end of this innings, win the game, go 1-0 up. Well, there's Virat Kohli's 2000th run in T20 cricket. Only the 4th ever to do so, the first Indian player. He averages 48, and there's plenty more in the locker. Well, Owen Morgan is moving his troops. He's desperate for the breakthrough. India require 17 from 22. It's a stroll in the park. England need wickets. It's going to be another single. You don't see this often, but they're allowing KL Rahul the single. I mean, Sarah, the Indian side have put in a fantastic performance so far.
Yeah, they've looked superb. You've not seen this England team in the recent past being dominated like this in a white ball game. So they have played very well, especially Kuldeep Yadav, and England will have to find a way to play him.
Keaton Jennings just watching on. And there you go, Virat Kohli just manoeuvring it around. This is just a little bit of a warning sign for England, an outstanding one-day team. We've just seen them hammer Australia, whitewash them. This Indian side are a different proposition, full of experience, skill and mystery spin. Well, lovely timing, wonderful timing from KL Rahul. Takes him to 98, just 9 required now for India.
Fantastic cricket shot. In complete control of what he's doing, KL Rahul. Down the leg side, just flicks it. Super timer off the cricket ball.
KL Rahul on 98. Make that 99. Wonderful innings. He's only faced 52 deliveries, 10 fours, 5 sixes, strike rate of 190. As good as you get in T20 cricket. KL Rahul on 99. Been a wonderful innings. The Indian fans in this crowd expect. There it is. Magnificent. His second T20 100. A real elegant player. Strokes all the way round the ground. Front foot, back foot. 10 fours, 5 sixes.
Yeah, fantastic batting. Was in and out of the team, was under pressure before the start of the series. Got a 70 in Ireland and backs it up with a magnificent 100. Hopefully you'll see him right throughout the test and the one-days. A hug from the captain. And he knows how important this innings is. 100 of just 53 deliveries. And I love the celebration. Just tapped it around. A good player of short bowling. And have a look at this. Started off slowly. Doesn't matter whether you have the second or not. Let's celebrate.
Well, India have to get him in the test team as well. Got the dab out to match. There it is. India 1-0 up in the series. Virat Kohli's first boundary is the winning boundary, and it's the maximum.
What a performance. A dominating one for the start of the summer for India. Beating England by 8 wickets. And a lot of thought for Ian Morgan.
তুমি জানো কারা সেরা রিচার্জ অফার দেয়? জানি, নগদ সেরা রিচার্জ অফার দেয়। কিন্তু অ্যাকাউন্ট খোলার ঝামেলার ভিতর আমি নাই ভাই। অ্যাকাউন্ট খোলার কোনো ঝামেলা নাই সোনা।
With the 6. Whether it's MS Dhoni, whether it's Virat Kohli, whether it's KL Rahul, they love finishing cricket matches with the 6.
Well, it was such a dominant display by the Indian team. Just look at that batting lineup. They got the early breakthrough England of Dhawan. David Willey found the inside edge back onto the stumps. Rohit Sharma just played a controlled knock. He knew exactly what he had to do, but the standout was KL Rahul. Look at that, 101 not out from 54 deliveries.
Well, that's the England bowling cut. Plunkett going for a few. Rashid 1 for 25. And Willey 1 for 30. The two best bowlers in this England lineup.
Well, for me, it was the way that they dealt with Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali, who's had so much success over the last few weeks, 2.2 overs, 0 for 37. But it was the batting. It was all down to Kuldeep Yadav, 5 for 24. Only Josh Butler was the one England player that could pick him. So over the next couple of weeks, dead simple. England have got to find a way of picking Kuldeep Yadav.
Beautiful day in Cardiff, and David Willey opening the bowling. Oh, a bit of width, and not far away from the edge of Rohit Sharma's bat. Willey did get an early breakthrough, dismissing Dhawan in the opening over at Old Trafford, hoping to make a similar impact here.
Yeah, he's an excellent exponent of the swinging ball up front with this new white Kookaburra ball. He'll be looking to bring it back into the right-handed Rohit Sharma.
Oh, a lovely delivery from Willey. Finding a little bit of movement with this new ball. Well, that one didn't come off. A half shot and a run-out attempt as well. And David Willey certainly making a few things happen here. Rohit Sharma trying to tee himself up for a scoop. Still some thought about looking at the LBW. No, Owen Morgan's decided against a DRS review.
That looked extremely close. Did he get just underside of the glove onto his inner thigh?
Virat Kohli, the Indian captain, the star of the show, but next to him, the star of Old Trafford, KL Rahul, with a quite brilliant 100 coming in ahead of the captain at number 3. Jake Ball's just gone for 1 run in his first 3 balls on his international 2020 debut, and that one's been thrashed away for 4. The first boundary going to Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, it's not a bad delivery. Back of the length. And hit on top of the bounce again from Rohit Sharma. We saw a lot of that at Old Trafford.
Bouncer. Well directed by Jake Ball. Square boundaries are markedly longer than the straight boundaries here. Oh, this one's scooped up high. Joss Buttler with the gloves. Simple as you like. Jake Ball, the first international 2020 wicket in his opening over. And Rohit Sharma has gone.
Yeah, again, Jake Ball into length. He's a big man and he reaps the rewards with that extra bounce. Rohit Sharma looking to weight him across to the leg side. Too much bounce, top edge straight up. An easy catch for Joss Buttler behind the stumps. Good start from England, excellent from Jake Ball. Rohit Sharma goes for 5, India 7 for 1.
KL Rahul, a brilliant 101 off 54 balls to win the match for India at Old Trafford. 5 sixes in that knock as well. Well, beautifully into the gap by KL Rahul. Should get a comfortable 3. He was delighted with his century at Old Trafford, his first 100 for some time for India. He was particularly pleased to have set down a marker early on this tour of England, Rahul. Oh, drawing KL Rahul forward. This has been an excellent first 3 overs for England. They've got the early wicket, they've restricted India's vaunted batting lineup to just 13 runs so far. With just 1 boundary so far and 3.4 overs gone. Oh dear, and that's a bad miss by Alex Hales on the boundary. That's the second. Now the Indian crowd behind him just love it.
Shikhar Dhawan picked up length beautifully there, but a really poor bit of fielding from Alex Hales on the boundary. Just slips through his grasp.
Sharp chance! Well, goodness me, Owen Morgan knows that was close and he's asking Tim Robinson, the umpire, to go upstairs with this one. Well, trying to take a sharp single off Liam Plunkett, who's been introduced into the attack in the 5th over. Jason Roy, exceedingly quick in the outfield. Oh. Well, he didn't run his bat in properly, but has he got his foot over the crease? Not sure he has here.
No, that's definitely short. Dhawan's lost control of his bat halfway through and his foot isn't over the line.
Well, run out in just the 5th over. Shikhar Dhawan, opening batsman, can be so dangerous, out for just 10. Oh, bowled! Liam Plunkett. Burst through the stumps. KL Rahul, the centurion from Old Trafford, is gone for a single-figure score. What a brilliant start this is from England. And we've got the former Indian captain, Sourav Ganguly, in the box to watch this. Not a great start for India, this one, Sourav.
Yeah, that's exactly what England wanted. KL Rahul coming out of great form in the previous game, trying to hit over mid-off, and Plunkett strikes.
And they're in real trouble in the 5th over at 22 for 3. So 2 new batsmen, 2 wickets having fallen in the over. Liam Plunkett's introduced to the attack by Owen Morgan. He's picked up, well, affected 2 wickets. The run-outs and then the dismissal of KL Rahul, 23 for 3. And England are well on top in these early stages.
That's the Indian batting card. That's exactly what England wanted. Wickets early on. Rohit Dismiss for 5, Dhawan at run out, and the big wicket of KL Rahul, Bold Plunkett for 6. So India under pressure, 23 for 3. It's a big game for both. After 5 overs, they've lost 3 wickets.
Another new bowler, Chris Jordan, into the attack. It's the last over of the power play, nonchalantly flipped off the hip for 4. India needs some more of these boundaries. They've been few and far between.
Yeah, poor delivery to start with. To Suresh Raina, trying to bowl into his ribs. Does well to flick it down to fine leg.
Chris Jordan bowling to Virat Kohli. This is the first ball he's facing. Oh, some hesitation in the running. I think he's made it home this time. 1 run out in the Indian innings already. They can do without a second.
Jordan's got to be careful. He's got to keep the pressure going. England in with a chance. And a top 3 wickets early. They're all dangerous players. Kohli, Raina, the batting to follow in MS Dhoni.
Swing and a miss for Virat Kohli. India 31 for 3. They need the captain. They need Kohli to fire. Slow ball from Liam Plunkett. You see Suresh Raina here on the back foot, probably expecting a short one. Clever bowling.
The line's got to be right to him. If you bowl short, it's got to be up.
Just enough. Suresh Raina. Don't think it's anywhere near the middle of the bat.
Of the game also. Hazari and Dubey,
But
the
it's
2
the
umpires.
4th ball for India.
They're striding out now, confidently.
He was expecting it.
Looking forward to the game.
Short stop, and he did well.
Controlling things out in the middle.
36 for 3 after
Umpires,
7.
I think, have been pretty good so far throughout the tournament.
Virat Kohli's 4
Not so
from
much
8.
some of the hairdos
Yet
we're
to hit a
seeing.
boundary. The last 12
Particularly that
balls on
gentleman.
screen, so England are
The blonde.
restricting this Indian batting line.
South Africans.
Nearly down to 3rd.
Then out by
Rashid does
skipper
well,
George
just
Rhodes.
keeps it to 1. Good over from Jordan. Just a 5.
They'll be eager to make a mark.
Virat Peterson there, just giving a peace sign to the camera as he walked past. Of course, he didn't get to face a ball. Run out very first ball of the innings for South Africa in the last game. Despite the heroics from the 2, the hosts fell agonisingly short by 6 runs. Today, Bangladesh are on the road to redemption as they look to bounce back after a poor start. But they're up against Sri Lanka, who look to continue their red-hot form in the Unacademy Road Safety World Series. What a game we're going to have tonight after an outstanding game yesterday. Chhattisgarh is the province and Raipur is the city. This stadium is superb. It really is a nice stadium. It was half full yesterday. About 32,000 people here and a 65,000 seater. We're up for match number 10, I should say. And it is going to be the Bangladesh Legends versus Sri Lanka Legends. Now we've got a few people coming in for the start of play. Hopefully it's going to build up a little bit more as the night goes on. 370 runs were scored yesterday. 33 fours, 17 sixes. It really was quite astonishing to see that ball going all over the place. I'm sure the bowlers didn't enjoy it too much. So the results so far, the ones in blue are the ones that have played so far in this season. India winning the first, Sri Lanka the second, England the third, and Sri Lanka winning by 9 wickets. And then yesterday, England, a final ball result, winning by 6 runs. Now, the star of the show yesterday was one Kevin Pietersen. He was quite extraordinary with his batting. 75 off 37 balls, 6 fours and 5 sixes. Such clean hitting. One of the finest knocks I think you'll ever see, really. Just from ball 1, started dominating. Was very keen to get after Yuvraj Singh after all the banter before that. And he got runs all over the place, as you can see by that. 63 was the partnership between Pathan and Ghoni. Ghoni hit some huge sixes. 27 balls only for 63 stand. Almost got him there in the end. See, the balls just disappeared off Goni's back. Some of these sixes were huge, they really were. Clubbed him a mile, look at that. Couple up into the top, the upper tier. It was astonishing to see the way that he was letting the ball disappear. Okay, let's have a look at the match summary of that. England batting first and winning, batting first. That's the first time so far in this edition. 188 for 7, 75 for Maddie, and then 75 for Peterson and 29 for Maddie. Yusuf picked up 3, and Farm Patan this time picked up 2 for 28, so the brothers did nicely. In India, 182 for 7 with Farm Patan 61 off 34 to go with his 2 for 28. And Goni 35 off 16. So brilliant stuff. Panasar was magnificent again, 4 overs, 3 for 15. He bowled really well. And Treadwell 2 for 44. So England legends winning by 6 runs. Now the Bangladesh guys had quite a lengthy meeting this afternoon. They realised they've got to start playing better than what they've shown so far. So they were out there nice and early after that meeting, looking nice and determined as well. Try and get things going. They want to start well. That's the important thing for them, to make sure they head their straps early and try and put Sri Lanka on the back foot, because they know how well Sri Lanka played last time around. Rohan Gavaskar is alongside me as well. Rohan, Sri Lanka last time had an outstanding game.
Well, Sri Lanka have been extremely impressive in the tournament so far. Really well balanced side. If you have a look at the players, they have Kulasekara, obviously Dilshan at the top, who's been contributing with bat and ball. Sanan Jayasuriya, we all know what he can do. Ajanta Mendes didn't really have an over that he'd like to remember, but we know he's capable of picking up wickets. Maroof, Russell Arnold. It's a really strong side.
Let's look at the track. It's the same pitch that was used yesterday, and yesterday it was played absolutely magnificently, so I can't see there's any reason why it's not going to be the case again today. At the toss, it was won by Sri Lanka. Tilakratna, the captain, and he this time decided to bat first. So he said that he wanted to just try things a little bit different, give his team a bit of an experience of batting first, see how they go against Bangladesh. And there's their lineup. They've made 3 changes actually. They've got a couple of injuries that they've got to manage a bit. Ajanta Mendes is on the sidelines. Rangana Herath is just being rested. And Ajaya Singha is also on the sidelines. In is Maharoof, he's back. Had a bit of a groin strain, but he's back. And Vijay Singh is in. And also Talan Tassara is in the lineup as well. Bangladesh, Rohan?
Yep, Nazimuddin Omar Merab Hossain, the one change. He's coming into the side in place of Nafis Iqbal. He'll be at 3. Sarkar, Saleh, Mashood, Rahman, Rafiq, Sharif, Alamgir, Razak, who's been very impressive with his spin bowling.
The umpires, and they're going to be controlling the game. Umpire Asnani and also Dubey. So they'll be marshalling the troops out there, making sure they get through the overs nice and quickly. Make sure they don't fall behind as well. The television umpire is Sahiba, and the match referee is Gundappa Vishwanath. Always nice to see Vishy around the place. Of India's finest ever batsman. Gundappa Vishwanath. Here comes Mohammad Rafiq leading his charges out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they start.
Well, I was talking to Mohammad Rafiq. In the afternoon, and he said this is the one problem that they face is that they haven't really had time to practice. He feels that having played a couple of games, that they are now just getting into the groove, and he said we're definitely expecting to put up a better performance because the boys are feeling a bit more confident. They feel that they've got a bit of cricket under their belt now, and they aren't as rusty as they were for the first 2 games.
The other thing, of course, for Bangladesh also, they haven't got guys who are recently retired. That's the other thing. They've got a couple of guys who have recently retired, but they're not here. this